So I went onto YouTube. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new here, my name is Rushell, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about how I lost 20 pounds in 1 month. Yes, 1 month. Okay, before we jump into this video, I just want to remind y'all I am not a doctor. Okay, I'm just telling y'all something that worked for me. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of like a story time, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this timestamp for those of you who want to just go ahead and skip to that point. But for everyone else, let's get right into this little story time. Okay, and I also have pictures included. Okay, so growing up, I was always on the little chunkier side of town. Like, looking back, I don't think I was big as I was, or society and my family made me believe I was, but that's beside the point. So in elementary school, as I said, I wasn't as big as everyone made me feel, and by the time I did get to middle school though, I was about 160 pounds, and I remember I think it was either 6th or 7th grade, there was this one time we had to go on a scale and do like a weigh-in for something, and I don't remember why. And I was 160 pounds, and everyone around me was less, and I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anyone in class, because I remember everyone was sharing. I was like, I'm not gonna tell nobody, and I probably did, but I probably lied. I didn't gonna lie to y'all because I felt so insecure. But anyways, so I went through middle school. I was fine. Like, I never had a problem with how much I weighed. But by the time I got to high school, I think that's really where my weight kind of took off. Like, I started working, and I was eating more than I should eat, and I was buying stuff to eat more than I should eat, and that's when I really got really big. And I remember for prom, the size dress that I wore was like a size 18. Okay, yeah, and I was like, dang, like in my head it didn't matter because I thought I was beautiful regardless. But I was like, I felt a little bit down about it, and I always used to hide behind my clothes. I used to wear bigger, baggier clothes, as you see, just to make myself feel a little bit better about myself. And I did that up until college, and I really didn't go out like that in high school. So I really was just working, spending my money on food. Like, that's where majority of my money went in high school, was to get food. If it was at food at school, it was food at work, it was food on the way home from work. I was just eating, and honestly, I think I was just eating to suppress how I felt. But yeah, so then when I got to, oh my gosh, y'all. So tell me how in high school I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym. I never went, and I registered. I was paying for the gym all of my senior year of high school up until I got to college. Now, when I got to college, like, as I said, I was comfy. I was more my cute little stuff. I didn't really care, and I was confident. I would go to the gym, like, here and there, but I definitely was not consistent. Like, if my homegirls was like, oh, let's go, I would go, but that was it. Like, I never got up and decided to go on myself. There were a couple of times, but it was nothing consistent. And I would go back to eating the same way, doing the same things that I did, spending my money on food, having a good old time, overeating, suppressing my feelings. Okay, I consider myself to be an emotional eater. Like, I don't care what nobody says. That is the reason why I eat. Well, that time. Now I've gotten better. Okay, so as I said, through college, like, I would eat whatever I wanted to eat. Did not really care. But then I remember it was fall 2018, one of my cousins, she was like, oh, you ever heard of intermittent fasting? And I was like, girl, I don't know what that is. I could not tell you what to do to lose weight if I wanted to. And don't get me wrong, like, I used to watch YouTube videos. Of course, YouTube University always came through, but I never wanted it for me at that point, if I look back and look at it like that. So anyways, she asked me if I knew what that was, and I was like, no. And she told me, like, it's basically when you eat at a certain time period and you don't eat for 16 hours or whatever period of the day. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. Let me go look it up. So I went onto YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. And then I started doing that. Y'all, somebody was knocking at the door, and I don't remember what was the last thing I said. So I'm gonna pick up right back from here. The first week, I only did it for 1 week this time, and it was so hard. But that first week, I definitely, and I know it's gonna seem like a lot, I lost like 10 pounds. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all like that, okay? I lost 10 pounds the first time I ever did intermittent fasting. And that was the only time I did it. I was like 213, and then I went down to 203. And then I was like, oh, you cute. And I went back to eating like crap. Same behavior, same diet, was not consistent. And I gained that weight back. And then I went on living my life like it was nothing, okay? When I finally decided I wanted to lose weight for me, it was for me, okay? That's when I started to become consistent. And that's what really helped me to lose this 20 pounds and kept it off this first month, okay? So the first thing I did, as I mentioned, was intermittent fasting. And as I said, that is when you decide to eat for a certain period of the day. It does not matter how much, except for if you do 1 meal a day, then that would be considered OMAD. But intermittent fasting is when you select a time frame in which you're going to eat. So what I did was I decided I was going to eat between 12 to 8 p.m. Okay, so between that time was the only time I ate. It was difficult because I had morning classes and I had to wake up early for my job, but I stuck through it, okay? And for those of you who may be new to that, there is an app called Zero, and I'll leave that in the description as well. I use that app all the time sometimes if I'm doing like a longer fast and I need to like keep up with the time frame of, you know, when I started that fast, just in case I forget. That is a great app that you can use, okay? So after I did that, I also implemented drinking the apple cider vinegar, and I'll leave a card in the description up here somewhere for those of you who don't know what that is. So I would do the apple cider. Now, I was ODing when I was doing this, and I mean it. Like, I was overdoing it. So what I did was, with apple cider, I used to drink it first thing in the morning, okay? And this time I was doing a lot. I was doing like 2 to 3. I was doing maybe like 3 to 4 caps, okay? Because I was like, I need to get this weight off. So I would do 3 to 4 caps, and I would add it to a water bottle, and I would just chug the water bottle, or I'll just drink the water bottle, or I'll do like a shot. It really depends. Then I would do it at lunchtime, or whenever I have my first meal, I would do it again. Yes, either before I eat or after I eat or while I'm eating, I would put in like a water bottle or in a cup, and it would be my water. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but that's literally what I was doing. I got used to it. So I would do that every day, and then I would do the same thing for dinner. Apple cider either when I'm eating, after I eat, or before I eat. Eat. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, so the next thing I did, which was the hardest part, was changing what I ate. Yes, I said that was the hardest part because it was hard. Like, I like eating what I like to eat, but I made it easy. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. So there were times like I would still eat like pizza, subs. Those are the main thing I always eat back then. Pizza, stuff. You know, if I wanted like to go to like get some fried food or eat out, I would eat the same thing, but I would go on a calorie deficit, and that's basically when you lower the amount of calories that you're intaking. So I would eat around 1,500 calories, and I use MyFitnessPal, the app, to help me calculate how much calories I was putting in. So for example, if I'm getting a sub today, and I go for the sub at lunch, I would eat half of the sub for lunch and then eat the other half for dinner. Sometimes it will be a little bit over my calories, but a little bit over your calories is not going to kill you as long as you continue staying in that deficit. Yes, I did that. That was the hardest part, okay? Yeah, I know I did salads for a few days, and then I would eat the salad with like an orange and a Nutri-Grain bar. And I didn't know anything about keto at that time, so I was just doing this, okay? The next thing I did was, which was surprisingly not the hardest thing for me, was working out, okay? Yeah, I went 5 to 6 times a week. If I felt like I could push myself to go that 6th day, I would go, but I would never go to the gym on Wednesdays. Wednesdays was my off day. Like, I am not going, and my other off day was Friday. But if I felt like I could go, I would go. So I'll go to the gym Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday I'd go. Friday really depends on how I felt. And I really based that schedule around how I work, and I thought that was the perfect schedule. Obviously, you know, some days I would switch up my off day, but that was my schedule. And in the gym, y'all, I was doing the same 3 little workout every day because your girl was not looking up how to do no workout because I wasn't as dedicated as I am now. So I was doing the same little workout, and that was I would go on the treadmill and I would run walk. So at the beginning, what I would do, I would warm up for 2 minutes, would walk for 1 minute, and then I would run for either 30 seconds to a minute until I build up my stamina to where your girl was running for 2 minutes straight, okay? Then I would do that. If I could go for 2 minutes, I would run for 2 minutes, but I would always walk for 1 because that was my constant, and that would help me keep my pace because, you know, it was hard. The next thing I did after that, so after I started getting good on the treadmill, I added the Stairmaster. And this is gonna sound like a lot, but it was. Like, looking back, I was like, dang, girl, you was doing a lot. But it helps. I went right on the Stairmaster after that. I would run walk for 20, then I would go on the Stairmaster for additional 15 to 20 minutes. I was doing a lot of cardio, and that was because I didn't know a lot about strength training. And at first, my goal was to do 5 minutes because I could barely do 1. So I would set a goal, all right, do 5 minutes today, do 10 minutes today, do 15 minutes today. Then once I started meeting my goals, and I was like, all right, I could do this, then I would change from staying on it for a certain amount of time, I would change it to how many floors I could get to. So it's like, all right, get to 20 floors in 5 minutes, get to 20 floors in 3 minutes. There were points where I was doing 100 floors in 15 minutes. You know, that was the goal. It's because I'm all right, if I could do 20, I could do 40. And then I just kept doing that. And next thing you know, the weight was just melting off of me. And then the last thing I did in the gym was abs, as I said, and there were a few days I did squats. I barely knew anything about strength training then. So it was just straight cardio, eating clean, and working out. And the last thing I changed was my mindset, okay? I had to think about the person that I wanted to become and not the end goal, because when I thought about the goals, like sometimes I would go on the scale, I'm like, dang, like I'm really not meeting my goal. And then, you know, you want to give up. But I just thought about the person I wanted to become, and that's really what kept me going. And I dropped those 20 pounds so fast, okay? As I said, like, the first thing I did, and just a little recap, the first thing I did was intermittent fasting, okay? The next thing I did was drink apple cider vinegar 3 times a day. I went into a calorie deficit, started working out more, and then the last thing I did was change my mindset, okay? And as I said, like, it seems like a lot, and it will be, but as they said, it only takes 21 days to make a habit. Create a schedule that works for you, and I'm telling you, like, you could probably just take like a few things out of this video and it'll probably work for you. But as I said, this is what I did that really helped me. And yeah, I kept all of that weight off until like quarantine, because I started at like I want to say 230. Yeah, I started at 213 and I went down to 193, 194. And looking back at the photos, like when I saw myself in the mirror, I still felt huge. But when quarantine came around and your girl gained all that weight back, I was like, dang, I didn't even know I was that small until I gained all the way back. But it's okay though, because I already lost it. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, those are just the 5 simple things that I did to lose 20 pounds in 1 month. I really hope this helps y'all out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.